In this video, I'm going to be showing you a few different ways on how you can leverage the new Claude artifacts feature, which just came out with the release of Claude 3.5 Sonnet. So the first one that I wanted to show you is how to render SVGs. So if you're within the interface, you can just go render an SVG of a crab. And what it's going to be doing here is it's going to be streaming that response back. And then on the front end, it's going to determine, and if there is a piece of code, it's going to put it within that artifacts panel there, like you see on the right-hand side. So SVGs is a really fun one that you can play around with, but a really interesting one that a lot of people have been demonstrating online is the ability to make things like websites. So if I say, I want a website for my SaaS company named Widgets RX, let's call it. And once they're created, you're going to be able to actually edit them as well. So if you see the web page here and there's something that you might not like about it, and I'll say remove the word welcome, what it will do here is it will create a second iteration of the web page here. And you can toggle back and forth from the different versions here. So you see you have these buttons where you can go back or forward depending on where you are. And then here we can see the new result here. So it didn't quite do what I asked it to, but that's the nature of LLMs. It's not necessarily always going to get what you want, but really cool example, right? So you can check out the code, you can download it. And another really fun thing that I've been seeing a lot of people do is you can create games. So if I say, I want to create a Doom style game in HTML. You might be lucky and find something that will work pretty well. This is something that just in a matter of seconds, it can generate working code for you. So here you see this Doom style game where you're able just to go through and see the environment. So that's another really cool use case. Another thing is system design. So if I say, I want to build a Twitter clone on AWS, show me a system design for this. And then with this system design process, what it's going to be using is something called Mermaid, which is how you can create these really cool charts. And in this case, they don't take long at all to generate. So here you see that we have the setup of the different architecture on how to set up something just like Twitter. So this gives you a really good visualization. And again, it's just from natural language. So from a few words, you can get something like that. So the other cool thing is, say if you have a response to an email that you want help with or something like that, you can paste in that document and then you'll be able to see it on the right-hand side there. So you'll be able to have the conversation history and then as well as the artifact and then the different iterations as well. So there's a ton of really cool things that you can do with this. One last one that I wanted to show you is that you can actually render React components. So if I say, I want to build a sign up page with Tailwind in React. And the really neat thing with this, so depending on the artifact, it's going to have these different ways that it's actually going to render that to the DOM. If it's the SVG, it's going to be able to render that directly to the DOM. And then for things like React, it's actually going to go ahead and transpile this, where you can see the original code here. And this is a React component. So typically you would have to compile this on the server or compile this before you actually serve this. But with this, you're able to actually see that example of that React component on the fly. So really super useful. So I'd encourage you to check out Claude.ai if you haven't already, and check out and make sure that you have the new Claude 3.5 Sonnet model set and turn on the artifact feature and play around. If you find any interesting examples, leave them in the comments below, but otherwise that's it for this one. If you found this video useful, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Otherwise, until the next one.